Good afternoon. I hope everyone is well. As you can see, I am not at church. I am at my home office, and we are going to do this week's story from here. We're still talking about Saul, who became Paul. That was the lesson last week. And this story is going to start that Paul went on lots of journeys. He was kind of all over the place. It says here that after he became a Christian, he traveled widely to spread the word about Jesus. He used the network of roads that the Romans had built throughout their empire. Paul was a Roman citizen, and this gave him freedom of movement and some protection on his journeys. The fastest way to travel was on horseback and by ship, which was how letters were carried from place to place. When Paul could not be with new groups of Christians, he wrote letters to them about following Jesus. And a lot of Paul's letters are found in our Bible. But one of the stories that we're going to look at and talk about today is when Paul was with his friend Silas and with what happened with them. And of course, I lost the page, but here we are. So this is about Paul and his friend Silas. So here's the story. You can see that. Okay. Paul and Silas traveled all over telling people about God. Sometimes people were happy to hear them, but sometimes people grumbled. Who do they think they are? God isn't like what they say. One day, town leaders grabbed the pair and started to make fun of them. The things you are saying are lies. How do you know that Jesus is the Son of God? Bah! Away with you. Paul and Silas were arrested and thrown into jail. It was a very dark night, but they weren't afraid, not one little bit. They knew God was with them. So here they are. You see the door. And this guy over here. So what happens is they start praying and singing and clapping their hands late into the night. And then suddenly, rumble, rumble, crash. There was a huge earthquake. It shook the jail so hard the doors opened and the chains fell off of the prisoners. The earthquake woke the jailer, who quickly ran to the jail. When he got there, he called, "Is anyone still in there?" And Paul yelled out, "Don't worry, we're all still here." It was then that the jailer knew that God was good and Paul and Silas were good people. They didn't leave when they had the chance. The jailer wanted to know more, so he asked Paul, "I want to believe in God. How can I be saved?" Paul told him all about Jesus. "If you believe," Paul said, "then you will be saved." And the jailer believed. To thank them, the jailer took Paul and Silas home and he fed them. In the morning, the leaders apologized to Paul and Silas for arresting them and they let them go. Once again, Paul and Silas traveled all over telling people about God. So, I hope you enjoy the craft. It is about Paul and Silas in prison. Hope to see you soon. Bye.